Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another lecture. In today's class, we are going to cover the big data. So, by hearing the word big data, what does come into your mind? Like big files, the huge pictures, or maybe the complex data or the technical data? No, because when I talk about the big data, it means that the data must have these three V's into it. All right, the data should have these three characteristics into it. These are number one, volume, velocity, and veracity. All right. So when I talk about the big data, it means there is a data which has all these three V's into the extremely high quantum, extremely high numbers. So, if I tell you about the volume means the amount of data which you are receiving. Like you are receiving it from the Facebook, Instagram, website, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, everywhere, from everywhere you are getting the data. From the Google form, survey form, physical survey form, online survey form. Um, so you are getting a lot of data, the billions and trillions of terabytes of data. All right. So this is what we call the volume of the data. And when I talk about the velocity means the speed in which the data is being generated. For example, if you are getting a data of, let's say, 10 GB per day, all right, so it means that you are generating or you are collecting the data 10 GB per day. But if I tell you that you are generating or collecting the 10 terabyte of data in one day, now the velocity increased, the speed in which the data is being collected is increased, right? So you have to measure the velocity, and the velocity is very high. All right. And in a similar way, veracity means the variety of data you are getting the data into the picture form, you are getting the data into the audio, video form, or maybe in the form of likes, comments, subscribe, how for how much time the viewer has seen your video, how much which videos are being swiped out, which videos are being watched till the end, which of the videos are, or the post or the message is being shared with the other people, how many people have seen it, how many people have opened it. So there is a lot of many kind of data or variety of the data which is coming together. All right. So when there is huge volume, huge velocity, and huge variety of the data is there, we call this data big data. All right. And when you deal with this big data, how you deal with this, obviously there are going to be some challenges. All right, the challenges is about where you're going to store it, how you're going to store it. You have to establish or make the data centers, or the highly advanced technologically data center, which can receive the data in such a huge volume, with such a huge velocity, and in such a huge variety or veracity, right? So you have to convert them in such a format or such a form through which you can store them and then you can understand them, right? So data security and theft, again, whenever you are storing something online, something on the electronic mode, or something on the cloud, there is always the risk of data security. All right, so this is one of the challenge. And also the confidentiality, again, you are storing the data of millions and billions of people. This data is not yours, you are collecting it from the customers, from the suppliers, from the surveyors, everyone. So you have to make sure that you are not violating the confidentiality of the data. You're not selling this data, you're not sharing it with anyone else who does not have the access to this data, who is not legally permission to access this data, or maybe that person is going to misuse it. All right, so you have to take care about the data confidentiality. You have to take care of the legal issues, that for example you are collecting the data, but do you have the right, are you a legal owner of this data or not? Because the data, it is the ownership of the customer or the person to whom this is collected, but you have also collected it. So there is always the conflict and the confusion between the ownership of the data. All right. So this remains a challenge, and this remains a huge challenge for the IT companies or the technological company or even any company who is storing the data. Why? Because the customer can sue you at any time. The customer can ask you at any time that where you have stored the data, who is accessing it, and how you are using it. Are you misusing it or not? Or maybe you are using it to misguide us, mislead us, or maybe persuade us to purchase more from you, or maybe induce us to buy something else. So there is always this kind of issue which remains there. So you have to take care about this, that in the jurisdiction where you are storing the data or from where you are collecting it, who has the legal ownership of the data, or maybe the customer can sue you at any time in the future, right? And obviously for the storage, for the data security, confidentiality, legal issues, the IT infrastructure, everything, there is always going to be the high cost. So you have to bear this high cost as well. Obviously, in order to keep those data centers safe, sound, and working condition, you have to incur the cost. In order to ensure the confidentiality and the security, you have to incur the cost. In order to face the legal compliances regarding the data collection, storage, and usage, you have to incur the high cost in this regard, right? And but sir, why do we store them? If there are too many challenges, then leave it. Don't store this kind of data. No, there are huge advantages for it, right? What they are? The advantage is that the more the data, the better the analysis is going to be. The analysis about the marketing, the pricing strategy, research and development, improve customer satisfaction, the customer experience, right? So these are all strategies. Remember, we have studied them in the previous classes. So for in order to do anything of them, marketing, pricing, research development, customer service or the customer experience, customer relationship management, you need data, and you have to make the strategies. If you want to make the good strategy, you need data in the huge amount, so that you can do the best analysis and you can make the best decision and best strategies. So what do you do by this data? You basically analyze it and identify the trends, preferences, and habits of your customer and the market, so that accordingly you can make the decision. You can innovate your product. You can do further research and development and innovation about your product. You can discontinue some product. You can invest further in the product. Whatever you need to do, you have to first identify that what are the basis and how you are going to take the decision whether to discontinue, continue, or improve, or innovate, or bring the new product, new feature, new style, new customization. These all things require the data to analyze and understand the trends, preferences, and habits of the customer and the market, so that you can make all these strategies. So for them, you bear these challenges, you face these challenges and incur the cost, because they are going to give you the huge benefit in terms of doing the data analytics. All right. So data analytics is only possible when you have the huge data behind it, on which you can do the analysis and the analytics, which will help you to make the sound and good decision. So I hope that I was able to make you understand what is big data, and what are the advantages of the big data, where it is used, and what are the challenges or threats which you will face while you are going to deal with the big data. See you all in the next lecture. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.